Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today's video we're going to be looking at Suicune Ludicolo, and the reason I'm doing this now, this deck has been out for a while, is because, first of all, the Suicunes have finally gone pretty inexpensive, I'd say. I did buy the full arts, which doesn't help that case, but, the less past I can spend, the better, but Suicune has finally gone just a little bit less expensive, which means now I can do a deck profile on it, but also I got top 8 with this exact list in the late night series tournament that happened yesterday. My record was 8-3-1, I believe. And yeah, this deck is just overall super solid right now. Can beat pretty much anything except Jolteon. I mean, it can beat Jolteon. It's just a very difficult matchup. Yeah, so did unfortunately lose to Azul in top 8, but I did make a couple of plays, had some fortunate prizes, stuff like that. But I still made top 8 and can still do a nice little profile here. And I can fairly say that I'm pretty okay at playing the deck. But it is a pretty difficult deck to play. With that being said, let's just take a look at what the deck is meant to do. If you don't know, we have the Suicune V, when it has the fleet-footed ability that says once your turn, its Pokemon is in the active spot, you can just draw a card. So basically, this is going to be a free 3 or 4 cards, maybe even 5 if you're lucky, cards every single game. So, which is crazy. It's like a draw supporter that you just get access to almost every single game. Path to the Peak can shut this off, which will be a little bit annoying, but not going to be usually too bad for your game plan. There are going to be a couple situations where you're like, oh, dude, I need this one card. Hopefully I can fleet-footed into it, but there's a path in play and I can't. There are going to be scenarios like that, but if you put it overall, it'll usually be online if you just get that one little extra card, which is nice when we are a super heavy combo deck, which is one of the reasons why it's a pretty difficult deck to play. If you're just going to pick it up, it's going to take a little bit of practice to get this deck perfected. And even I haven't perfected. I actually haven't played that many games with this, maybe 50, which isn't that big of a sample size. But Blizzard Rondo is the attack on the Suicune. This is our main attacker as well. For Water and Acrylis, it does 20 plus damage, and this attack does 20 more damage for each bench Pokemon. So both yours and your opponent's, which means if you have 5 and your opponent has 5, then you're going to be doing 220, which if your opponent is playing right, they will not usually have 5 because 220 is a really key number. Can one-hit KO almost every single V in the game that is going to be evolving. And with the help of Ludicolo, which Enthusiastic Dance, when you put its Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, it means its ability. During this turn, your basic Pokemon's attacks do 100 more damage, which means 220 plus 100 from the Ludicolo, because our Suicune is a basic Pokemon. We can do 320 damage just flat out if both players have 5 bench Pokemon. Now, as I mentioned, players can play around Blizzard Rondo, making you do less damage with only bench, say, 3 Pokemon. So we have 2 copies of the Quick Shooting Inteleon here, which has the Quick Shooting ability. Once in your turn, you can put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. And since you're, of course, playing Inteleon, we're going to be playing the Styleball Ninja Style, as well as 2 copies of the Shady Dealings Inteleon, which might seem a little bit off. This has not been very popular in a lot of the lists, is 2 copies of the Shady Dealings Inteleon. Usually only playing 1, but I did include 2 because it is a super, not only super duper useful ability, it's also a super duper useful attacker. Aqua Bullet is not a horrible attack when you're going to be just on the cusp of one at KOing VMAXs with a Suicune, Blizzard Rondo plus Ludicolo. So Aqua Bullet plus some quick shootings can usually finish it off. Plus, it does 120 damage and just costs 2 energy. So it's a really nice one prize attacker. And when your entire deck is 2 prizers and 1 prizers, it's essentially a 0 prizer. Because instead of your opponent going Suicune to win the game, you can maybe make them go Suicune, and Inteleon, Suicune. Now, it is 2 energy, which means we are going to have to power this thing up. Usually, a couple manual attachments will do it, but we also, of course, have Raihan as well to accelerate to it if we need to get it out without any energy on it. And that is going to be the Pokemon trainers. We're running really, standard Inteleon Online stuff. Quick Ball, Level Ball, Evolution sends 4 of each of those. 2 Patience Bucket, 2 Scuba Nets, and 2 Rare Candies. Now, Scuba Net and Rare Candy is something I would maybe boost to a 3rd if you want. If you have space, you can boost them both, but I think if you want to boost one of them, you could, because both of them are very good cards. Especially when we have the Shady Dealings and Inteleon. We have 2 of them. We might want to scoop them up more. But Rare Candy is also really nice for bursting in some Inteleons into play, bursting in quick shootings if you need them. And that is also the reason we're playing at Lombre, because we can, instead of having the Rare Candy or Ludicolo, like Rare Candy or Ludicolo every single game, and just basically just waste a rare candy. We can use these rare candies on an Inteleon and just manually evolve this line. The Lombre also does have the top entry ability, which is a nice addition to it, which if you top deck it for turn, you can just put it on directly onto your bench, and it can evolve that turn as well, because it was technically there at the beginning of your turn. But I think I don't know for sure if you can evolve it or not. I assume you can, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. But top entry is obviously something you can't like rely on every single game, but it is there and is technically an out if you are feeling lucky, and is just something that's a pleasant surprise. Like, oh, well, I can just put this on my bench, and now I don't need to waste my time finding a Lotad and rare candy and stuff. So Lombre is really, really nice with the top entry. We are playing one copy of Phantom Waves to help combat the Mew decks. Mew has the fusion energy, which says it can't be affected by abilities, which means we can't use quick shooting on it. And that is huge, because if they keep their bench low enough, Ludicolo and a Suicune attack usually is going to be one at killing them, and we don't have like Inteleon pings to finish them off. So Phantom Waves can get rid of fusion energy. They do get two of them on it, can be kind of out of luck, but we also do play to keep up toughness to try and prevent some one at KOing as well. I wouldn't actually mind playing a Path of the Peak in here to try and combat the Mew. I only played one in the entire event, in the entire late night series, and I tied with them, so I don't know if you really count that as a actual game against Mew. Yeah, because we ID'd. But yeah, so Phantom Blade is just also just a really, really good card. Almost all the top decks right now play some form of special energy, and Phantom Blade is just going to be almost always active versus those decks. We play one copy of Escape Rope, once again, pretty standard for Suicune Ludicolo. You can force somebody in the bench if you just need like one more turn of quick shootings on it. You don't have to like waste an attack. And we also have Boss's Orders can fill out that role as well. Speaking of Boss's Orders, moving into supporters, we have just 3 copies of Melanie. I am missing a full art, which is quite unfortunate, but 3 copies of Melanie and 2 copies of Boss, and then 1 Marnie, 1 Research, and 1 Raihan. So only technically 2 aggressive draw supporters. Melanie, I guess, is technically a draw supporter. It is a supporter and draws you cards, but it's a little bit more situational. And in terms of our tools, like I mentioned, Cave of Toughness is just really, really good versus a lot of matchups. And 4 Capture Energy, because our Suicune can have a colorless in its attack cost, and then 5 Water Energy. So besides the double Inteleon, I think pretty standard Suicune Ludicolo deck. As I mentioned just in that quick deck profile, I know that probably wasn't that quick. As I mentioned in that deck profile, there are some cards you could boost the count of that I don't hate, specifically the Scuba Net and the Rare Candy. But this is where I'm at right now. I mean, this list played well for me, so I'm going to keep running it with it. I know I'm at least on Twitter, I'm kind of notorious being the Shadow Rider guy, but here I am not playing a Shadow Rider deck. Anyway, so getting into our first match, which is Boosts and Skins. We do lose the coin flip, unfortunately, so we'll probably be going second here. Now, Suicune can attack going second. If we get a Quick Ball, discard a Water, and then Melanie onto our Suicune, we can technically attack. And I only actually did that once during the entire tournament versus Jolteon, and I still lost that game anyway. Yeah, so let's see what hands we got. Okay, if we can fleet-footed into a Melanie, we do have a chance of being able to attack with turn 1. We also, I believe, we might be getting a couple mulligans as well, plus top deck, so it's amount of outs. But we are still going second, which doesn't feel great with this pretty subpar hand. If we're going second, we really want to have a lot of those outs to Sobbles. Let's see what we're up against. Okay, they do open a Kricketune, which doesn't tell us anything off the bat, but it could mean some form of Rose deck, as we do. Yes, so we do see the Marie getting got out of that level ball. But do we see? No, okay, so we actually just see an attached speed line into the Kricketune. Probably was a better play to attach it than the Reap if they do have a dead hand to draw them more cards, and we do top up another Drizzle, but let's just see what we flip footing into first. Don't want to play the quick ball. We want to give ourselves maximum out to hit the Sobble, because realistically we're not hitting Melanie there, as we do not. We're just gonna bench this. Quick ball. What do we want to get rid of? I'm feeling like the Cape of Toughness is not going to be too great here, so we're gonna get rid of that. We do have another one in deck, as long as it's not prized, but I'm gonna get a Sobble, and let's bench that. And we can like Drizzle, Scoop Up Net, stuff like that. And so we do have the guaranteed draw next turn, Marnie Research, depending on. We're just going to attach a pass. This hand is pretty nice, as long as I don't play something like a Crushing Hammer. We're still in the game if they do play a Crushing Hammer, because we do play Melanie. to combat that, and we do start handing getting Mario, which is unfortunate, but this deck is just chocked full of outs to Drizzles, Inteleons, stuff like that we're going to be pretty fine. We do have a Capacious Bucket, but no out for Drizzle, so this hand is pretty bad, I have to say. Our versus a Bolton deck, which is a bad matchup, but they do need to bench a lot of Flappies, which therefore does increase their damage output, and odds of just 1 killing. See the exciting stage for 2, so they do get to refill their hand. And another Mareep coming down from the Stormy Mountains. There's a retreat in the Bolton and going to Electrify. Honestly, I don't know if I like this play. Okay, so we do see a Crushing Hammer, and it is tailed at least. I don't know if I like this play for my opponent, because we can technically KO this Bolton here. We do find a rare candy and 3 more basics. It's unlikely, but definitely possible, and I might go for that if we can find a draw supporter here off these couple cards. That's an Inteleon, which is unfortunate. I do want to shuffle the deck because we do have quite a few Drizzles on the bottom, and we do want to fleet-foot it into those. Realistically, here we are not we're not going to kill this Boltund. Be nice if we could, but I don't think we really can. And we're just going to create this bucket in our deck, then fleet-foot it. We find another Stobble. That is not great. So I think I'm just going to bench this, attach, and now I do have a boss. Now the question is, who do I attack here? Do I just hit the Bolton? Do I get rid of their draw? That is not, I mean, can I want to kill? I cannot. I think I'm just going to hit the Bolton here and hope we can get something to accelerate our energies in the next couple turns. Hit that for 140. And if they do not have anything in their hand right now, we're going to be in a good spot. And they do have an energy, so they do get the KO, I believe, with the regular Bolt Storm. So they have 4, yeah. So they do have their KO immediately with weakness for the regular Bolt Storm, which is fine for us. We are just going to be KOing this guaranteed next turn, as long as we can find a Drizzle or something like that. Yeah, so we just see the KO as well. And they do take 2 prizes, which could give them what they need to draw out of this. I do want to put this up because I need potentially I'm going to need fleet footing here to find what I need, but I don't. I just find a evolution instance. So it would have been more correct if I had known I was stopping doing that to get the Sobble, or to put up the Sobble, so I could have skip it and edit it. Now we do fleet foot it into a Sobble. I think I'm just gonna evolution instance here for Drizzle, and then find myself a Melanie. So I can want to KO this Bolt, or just KO this Bolton. So yeah, I can Drizzle for the Melanie. This Melanie to the Suicune, and let's see what we get. We get another boss for Candy and Ludicolo. This hand isn't great. I'm just gonna attach. We could rare Candy or the Inteleon and get ourselves 2 trainer cards. Definitely mentioning the Sobble. But I do want to check my deck, see if my other rare candy is in there. Let's see. It is, which means I think I am going to be going for that play. Wait, I don't actually. Wait, I don't have the other Inteleon. This is the wrong Inteleon. I thought I had the Shady Dealings Inteleon. So I'm just going to scoop up net this Drizzle. Bench, and then Drizzle. I think maybe on Sobble. What do I want to get here? This is a difficult decision because if they do draw out of this brick they have, we are going to be in a pretty tough spot if we don't find anything here. We do have escape rope though. So I think I'm going to escape rope next turn because then I can go 2 Prizer, 1 Prizer, or this Kricketune, and then Bolt on VMAX. So I'm going to go here, grab Evolution Incense, so I can potentially get the Shady Dealings until my next turn, as well as Raihan. So I'm going to need to potentially attack with the Shady Dealings until or just develop another Suicune. And then I'm just going to insert Rondo for the KO. And we do get some prizes here, so let's see what we get. There's definitely going to give us some more options. Lombright, which is, it's fine, not really needed, and our second Ludicolo. Okay, so they do promote their Kricketune here. Could still have a dead hand, but also could just be an air balloon target they want to have being active, because they can draw some of the cards. We do see the Bolton VMAX as well. It means that they do eliminate the chance of electrifying if they do not draw out of this lock here, or something like that. Or not it's not technically a lock, it's just a dead draw. And there's a Zinnias, so they do have something in their hand, but what are they going to discard with the Zinnias? Boss and Quick Ball, and yes, you're going to draw 4 cards. Now, discarding Quickball means they might not play Crobat or they prized it, because Quickball would be an out to draw, but they also could, just not play it because we do see them playing the cricket team as well. And then we do have the Flappies, as well as just an exciting stage for one. They attach to the active, which means they're going to need another Flappy if they want to attack with the Bolton VMAX here. So there's the Dynamotor. I zoom onto the Bolton VMAX. Let's see. And just pass. Okay. So what do we need to KO this? Okay, Capture Energy top deck is really, really good. Do I want to... I definitely want to develop a Suicune because that can want to KO them. But I think I'm just going to go here and search for a Drizzile. And then grab out... That was actually a misplay. I should have Fleet-Footed first. So I'm going to Fleet-Footed now. Because I want to develop Quick Shooting so I can want to KO this with... is it a 320, right? So I can KO this with Ludicolo, and if they don't have enough bench Pokemon for me. Now, what do I want to KO here? I could just eliminate their draw. 7, 8. I do have enough to get rid of it. But I think I am just going to go here. Search out a Quick Ball. Or we could... This is kind of difficult. I really want to get a Lombre. We need to get a Lombre, actually. Well, actually, no. We have Capture Energy, so we can get down a Lombre. So I do just go for a Quick Ball here, I think. And I'm just going to discard a Ludicolo. Probably not going to be needing that. Could be an out if we do get Marnie, but honestly, I have plenty of Evolution Instance Drizziles in the deck. So Quick Ball for Suicune, Capture for the Lombre, the Lotad. Evolve into Quick Shooting. And let me just count one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 2 is 160 plus 20. Yeah, it's 180. We have the exact count in the Quick Tune, so I do. So I can ping this Bolton VMAX. And then I'm just going to Blizzard Rondo for a KO. Okay. So we're in a pretty good spot. They've only taken 2 prizes. They do just need an attached return to get a 1 KO, but then we can probably just 1 KO them back. So in a pretty decent spot, especially if they bench another Pokemon, we are in a really good spot. Because I'm pretty sure we just have... Do we have Guaranteed Game? Yeah, because we have Drizzile. We have a level for Drizzile, which will let us get the other Quick Shooting Inteleon we're going to need if they do not bench anything here. So we do see the Dynamotor as well as the Speed Lightning Energy. Evolving that Fluffy, obviously. And then 2 Dynamotors powering up their board. We are just 2 prizes away from winning the game. We're really hoping for an Anamari because this hand is really, really good. Because it has guaranteed game, and there is a Marnie. So that stinks, but we still can win. We could attack with Shady Dealings and Teleon, force them to find a boss. They did discard 1 already. Probably play 2, I would imagine. But let's see what we get. Okay, so I'm gonna need to think about this. We can Marnie because we don't need a Raihan or anything like that, but it is an option. So what do I need? I need Rare Candy for what's it called? Are they gonna mention anything here? This is gonna make my life so much easier. Okay, so there's a Bolton. This is gonna make my life a ton easier if they do mention this. And they do not, so that makes our life harder, definitely. So I need Rare Candy, double Inteleon Ping, Energy, and that's game. Well, I'm definitely putting this up. I think we're going all in. And there, we need a Water Energy, not an Energy. Not just Capture Energy. I think I'm just gonna Fleet-Footed, see what we get. Okay, that's a level ball. That is pretty decent. That does get us another basic we're gonna need. And Quick Shooting is definitely going on the active. I'm gonna Scoop Up Net this. Is that game? Oh no, I still need Water Energy. So I'm gonna go here. We need a bench. You need something on the bench. Inteleon again. Drizzile for the Rare Candy. Because we have Incense in our hand. Let me grab that out. Incense for Ludicolo. Rare Candy for Ludicolo. Yes, we do want to do 100 more damage. Level Ball within our deck, and also get that last basic we're going to need. What's the basic? Probably just a Sobble here. And then Marnie, and hope we find energy. We have 26 cards in deck. We really need one. Can we find it? Let's see. Oh, we do not. Okay, we whip. I think we just lose now because we have no way to switch. Yeah, I think this is just game over. They have. Yeah, they have Lightning Energy to discard. Yeah, this is just game. I cannot win now. How many energy did I have in deck? Let me check. Oh my gosh, I 2 and no capacity. Okay, so I had pretty slim odds to be honest. That's gonna be a game. Unfortunately, we did come close. We were unfortunately one piece too short. Unfortunate, but we can just move on to the next one. We do get some versus ladder points. We get 4, so 3. Okay, I guess we're really getting close to 3 future check packs. Still have 0 pieces from Mew. I really want to build Mew VMAX. That deck looks so fun and super good. It's so insanely expensive to build. But we are up against Wildy 65. Does have a Victini coin, could be Victini VMAX, which is a super favorable matchup for us. We lose coin flip again, which is really unfortunate. Yeah, so we're going second. Obviously, literally every single deck in the format right now wants to go first. All right. So we're up against, hopefully it's not another Lightning deck. They do have a Durant, so it looks like it is Durant Mill, which is fine if they bench enough stuff. And they're just going to bench a couple things and then pass. I think we need a fleet-footed. Do want to keep my deck relatively high in card count. I'm going to discard Boss, probably Incense in this hand. First Sobble, and then pass. We are thinning our deck of some cards and making it easier for them to deck us out, but as long as we can get a turn 2 attack, I think we're in a pretty good spot. We do have the rare candy Shady Dealings in Inteleon as well, so we could potentially just attack next turn. We do fleet-footed / top deck into the right pieces. And yeah, so there's another quick ball, probably seeing another Durant hit the board. Yes, there's Durant. And Bruno for 4, because I did not knock out anything. They're just getting himself 1 extra card. And Galarmine. And we could see them boss this, but we do have, okay, no Twin Energy, so no Devour, and we do top deck Melody, so that is a really good top deck. We could see them boss stall this, but we do have Scoop Up Nets to scoop it up, so we're going to go here. We do have attack. We are going to get milled 2 cards because we do have the Cursed Shovel. Yes, we do want to search our deck for 2 cards, of course. We're going to go Capacious Buckets, and then a Quick Ball, because we do need a way to discard that Water Energy. They probably play Fan of Void, so attaching Capture Energy isn't too great here anyway. We're going to just grab 2 Waters out. Quick Ball, not going to get anything because I want to keep my deck as high as possible. And then Melly. Okay. And we do unfortunately draw 3 cards, which is going to make our opponent's win condition easier, but we also do get to get a KO. Not going to fleet-footed, that doesn't mill one more card off our deck. And again, hit for 100, which is exactly enough. So we are going to need another basic next turn to knock out a Durant if they do not bench anything else. Snorlax can also take a hit. Then we need 2 more basics for that, and then we can't scoop up nets anymore to potentially move a boss stall play. And there's a Yell Horn, which does really kind of destroy us if we flip enough tails. And so just score more dice. So our opponent's having a pretty slow start here. We could boss. I don't hate going boss. We are getting another basic if we want to do that. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to get another basic at the deck with Sobble, and then boss, hope I hit heads. Yeah. Just going to boss, Durant. I'm going to attach into Inteleon because we can attack with that pretty decent. Does get 20 on the bench, which can be pretty decent if it builds up enough over time. And we're just going to Blizzard Rondo. And we do hit heads as well, which means we are actually going to get the KO instead of taking 30 damage from the confusion from the Yell Horn. So yeah, we do get a prize card. It's another Suicune. Our Pokemon are literally never getting knocked out in the matchup, so Suicune is not hitting the board unless we have to, and we are still not down our Marnie. And if our opponent does mill our Marnie, will be quite unfortunate. But I think I'm also going to. I could Drizzle for the Marnie to ensure that they don't mill it, which would be nice for us. And we do see another Durant, so all 4 Durants are in the deck. That is nice information to know. And Crushing Hammer as well. Okay, so I was going to say, it was pretty annoying that hit heads, because then we couldn't retreat. And Inteleon potentially we would have had the third deck with Capacious Bucket. But our opponent also just attached a Capture Energy, which means they are not going to be attacking again, which just gives us one more turn to do what we're going to need to do. Let's see. Opponent just play Peonia. Essentially just to draw 3 here, since they don't appear to have any Durant prize. They could have like 2 or 3 of their Twin Energy prized, but also maybe just playing it for essentially just drawing 3 cards. And yeah, so we don't know what to put back there. And we're just going to say another Bowman dice. Okay. So I might down another boss, but I do want to get out the Marnies. Okay, that's a Water Energy. That's pretty decent. I think I'm just gonna resolve for Marnie here, and then so it's Marnie even the deck. Okay, Marnie's not in the deck, which I think is even better good news. We could just fail this. I don't hate Fan of Waves here, really forcing our opponent to have a Twin Energy. Let's see, 6. Yeah, we are getting the KO here, so I think I'm just gonna Blizzard Rondo, hope I hit heads. And I do once again, so pretty good luck. Do get another prize card. Is it the Marnie? Really hoping the Marnie is not our last prize card. Keep a Toughness. Not going to help us in the matchup at all. They do promote the Durant with the Curse Shovel on it, as they should. And there's the Twin Energy, which means Fan of Waste didn't necessarily work, but it did like force them to have it at the very least. So there's Lovable as well. Failing it. And then going to bring out for 7, because their Snorlax was knocked out. So probably just playing that Lovable to thin the deck out, because they want to have the maximum odds of hitting the cards they want. And there's another Crushing Hammer. It is heads, unfortunately, this time. Do take the energy off the active, which is fine because we do have one in hand. And we're going to see the Devour for discarding 4 cards. But I think at this point we should just be in a pretty good pace to win the game. I'm going to Melanie here so I can retreat. Oh, I can't retreat because of the Galar Mine. Oh, jeez, okay. I think in that case I just attack and hope it hits. Yeah. Well, actually, I could Escape Rope. If Escape Rope's in the deck. I think I'm just going to check if Escape Rope's in the deck. We don't need much else on the bench, so I'm just going to fail that. Okay, Escape Rope is in the deck, so I don't hate going Shady Dealings for Escape Rope. I think that I'm going to do that. Because I want to be able to attack with this Inteleon. And just not get nothing else to keep things in the deck. There's going to be the Escape Rope. They're probably setting up this one, so they still get to discard 2 cards from my deck. But we also could just build up damage on Durant. We also don't have any quick shootings in play to do that either. But I also don't want to scoop this up to potentially develop quick shootings, because I want to keep this in case they do decide to boss stealth this. So I'm just going to do that, and then Aqua Bullet, bench Durant. That doesn't have Twin Energy because they're probably just setting this up and devouring again. And we do get the 2 cards discarded from our deck. And is it the Marnie? It is not the Marnie. Marnie still could be our last prize, which is not what we want to see in terms of tempo to win this game. There's a Rescue Carrier, so getting back that Durant, milling us 1 more card. But I think at this point we should be on pretty good pace to win the game no matter what. It's really going to be really, really difficult for our opponent to deck us out if they do somehow play like for Alligator, flip a billion heads, and play rare candies. We do see the Aromatic Grass Energy, which doesn't really. Oh wait, no, they have Yellhorn. I was like, why are they playing Aromatic Grass Energies? Because so they can Yellhorn themselves and not get affected. We're gonna see the mill 4, and I could just boss hit again. I don't know. I don't think it really matters at this point. I am just gonna boss. Might as well. watch this, knock it out, and then keep hitting this other Durant. Even though it's not really going to matter, we are down to just one prize card, and we do have 14 cards in our deck still, and maybe a Marnie in our hand. Okay, so we get the Marnie, not our last prize. So we have 14 cards in our deck, 15, 16, plus a couple of draws, and a Marnie. So we are basically, this game is over. Our opponent really just cannot win now. We do the scuba net for the Intellion. We could see them Marnie us, which would be really, really annoying. We cannot find that scuba net. Like Marnie plus Yellhorn would be annoying, but we still have a 50-50 shot just win the game. Crushing Hammer, Tails, just blocking out even more. Rescue Carrier, getting back another Durant. Energy. And maybe just Devour, and then we do win the game. Okay, there's Bruno. Shuffle draw 7. Once again, doesn't really matter as long as we can take this game next turn. Okay, there's the Yellowhorn, so we do the Scuba in hand still, and yeah, so that's actually just game because we still have Scuba in hand. We have a whole bunch of basics. They do Scuba Net themselves, so they don't have to try and attack through the confusion. And yeah, we can just Scuba Net and then hit with this Suicune plus a whole bunch of basics, and that's going to be the game. So Scuba Net, this into the Suicune, discarding energy, but doesn't really matter if we're winning the game. Slap down a whole bunch of basics. 4, 5, 6, 7. That is game right there, and our opponent does concede. So beating Durant Mill. I think we will get into just one more game with Suicune Ludicolo before we call it a video. Yeah, we can hit like a VMAX deck. I mean, we did hit Bolt On, but that was kind of annoying because they did have weakness against us. So let's see here. It's Gibu Sans G, and they do have a fire deck box. And that is not just any fire deck box, it is the PDCGO fire deck box, which means they have guaranteed fire Pokemon in the deck. It's going to be a Victini VMAX deck. You'll have to see here. We do win the coin flip. Do we want to go first? Always want to go first. Because we cannot guarantee that Melanie. And this hand is fine. We have Capacious Bucket, Capture Energy. So you're up against could be Victini. And they do have a Victini V, so it is a Victini deck. And I'm just gonna Capacious Buckets. I want to see if we have our other Shady Dealings Intellion on the deck. We do, so we can. I think I'm just gonna discard that with Quick Ball. Get out this Suicune. Now the reason I'm not discarding the water is because we do have a retreat to discard water energy, which I think is what I'm gonna want to do. Just gonna grab out Suicune. I'm gonna capture energy for a Lombre, and then Lotad, and then I always get those two mixed up, and then pass. Because there's not much we can do. We do have a Evolution Incense. You can find that Melanie to be able to attack next turn. And it's going to straight up Marnie, so their hand wasn't great. But also going to renew our hand, which also wasn't bad. We had to research a couple water energies. Pretty much the dream hand, I think, in this situation, as long as they didn't play like Crushing Hammer or something like that. But what do we see? Heat Fire Energy, Quick Ball, getting out another Victini. There's the Victini V. Yeah, second one, Banner Blades, which we really didn't want to see. Now we really wish we had discarded that water energy. Should have thought about that, to be honest. And now our hand is really, really bad. I think we just have this Scuba Net Sobble. We are not in any danger almost at all because they have no cards in hand. They're going to need to top deck something in order to be able to attack here. And we do not get anything off our fleet-footed. So I think I'm just going to give toughness to the... No, wait, no, they have Tool Jammers. So do we really want to commit that? I don't think we do. I think we're just going to pass here. Hopefully we can top deck something. Hopefully they don't top deck anything. Let's see what they got. Yep, just pass. Okay. So what are we going to be to get? That's a little ball. That isn't what we wanted to see. Now we're going to fleet-footed. Okay. Not too helpful Cave of Toughness, especially when they do play Tool Jammers, but we do find Lava Ball, which I am going to use to get out this Drizzile. And this Drizzile, I'm actually going to get an Incense so I can Rare Candy into these Shady Dealings until I can get Quick Ball, Spacious Bucket to guarantee us the KO. Maybe, if I'm lucky, I can find an out to a Lombre here to go a more consistent route instead of having to Rare Candy into Ludicolo later. We're going to go Evolution Incense. Grab out Shady Dealings and Teleon. Rare Candy, and then grab out Quick Ball, Capacious Bucket. Okay, let's see. So Capacious Buckets and then a Quick Ball. Okay, wait, no, okay, there. Quick Ball is going to grab us another basic and as well get a Water Energy in the discard pile for us. So we can use that Melanie and attack. I think I'm getting a Suicune with this Quick Ball. And a Quick Ball. Go over the Suicune. Melanie to our active, and then we get attached, and have guaranteed attack. You have capture energy as well, so that is a reason not to attach yet, because we could have got capture energy, and we did. And they do concede. Okay, so there, I think they were just waiting for us to attach the energy there. Honestly, you can see, but that's gonna be it for the video. That flew pretty well there. Besides the maybe misplay without discarding the water there that I should have, especially if they play like Christian Hammer's Fan of Waves. But yeah, that's good for the video, guys. If you guys liked it, don't forget to leave a like. If you guys want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. I do a whole bunch of videos like this, also future format videos like VMAXs and V Stars now before they come out. I will be doing deck profiles for them. At least the stuff that interests me, like Mimikyu VMAX, more Pico V, and I haven't been doing deck profiles. I kind of laid off on like the future content stuff more than I did. That kind of gave my channel the original push. But yeah, that's it for the video. If you guys liked it, I'll see you guys in the next one.